But you didn't hear what we was reading.
African women being raped by white slave owners.
Yeah, but you know, though, let me tell you something, right?
I see the Lord is giving them in a lot of the Bible passages.
But you gotta understand, see,
contradiction.
But you gotta understand, see, we were all taught in this world is getting emotional about a lot of things, right? And that's not how reality is wrought. Reality is not wrought by emotions, okay? And if that was the case, there would be no such thing as a nuclear war, or even the previous world wars. Why was there World War I? Why was there World War II? Why we are in World War III?
Right.
Because everything's under the will of the Father. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we gotta see it. Now it's gonna be hard for certain people to see it that way, because we're emotional. We gotta knock those emotions out of the place and deal with reality. Go on, brother.
This is Psalms 46, verse 6.
Yeah.
The earth raged, the kingdoms were moved.
Right, it says the earth raged and the kingdoms were moved. Go on.
He uttered his voice, the earth melted.
Right.
The Lord of hosts is with us.
Right.
The God of Jacob is our refuge.
Right, that's it.
Come, behold the works of the Lord, what desolations he have made in the earth.
Exactly, because it's like what I was saying about your people, the Assyrian Empire, right? How did the Assyrians get into power? By bloodshed. Okay, when you set up an empire or a rulership, you gotta shed blood. Like the so-called white man. When the so-called white man came into power, how did he get his power? By pillaging different people's lands. Okay, first and foremost, getting our people as slaves so we can work his economy, because he couldn't do it himself. So he had to get us to do it and do other things to maintain his power. So when you get power, it's all based on bloodshed, as it always has been and will be. Go on, brother.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 3.
Yeah.
The Lord is a man of war.
Right, that says the Lord is a man of war. Go on.
The Lord, or Yahweh, is his name.
Because in the church, still have you believe that God is all love and he wouldn't hurt a fly. But that don't make no sense, because if he created us to have two emotions, good emotions and bad emotion, wouldn't he have that more often? Of course. Go on, brother.
Psalms 47, verse 2. For the Lord Most High is terrible.
Yeah.
He is a great king over all the earth.
Because we're not saying that God is all evil. We're not saying that God is all evil or the Most High is all evil. But he's evil when it's right for his sons. Okay? Now when the kingdom of heaven is set up, he's going to show his love and kindness to our people. And the whole earth is going to be under that love kind of vibration. But right now, it's the time for evil. Okay? Give me that, what is it? Ecclesiastes 3. You got some, right? It's too late, brother. He got some going, brother.
This is Amos 3 and 6, and it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city?
Beautiful.
And the people not be afraid?
Yeah.
Shall there be evil in a city?
Yeah.
And the Lord have not done it?
Right, so shall there be evil in the city? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? As we just read to you, everything that happens in this existence is because it happened because of the will of the Heavenly Father.
Right.
That's why everything happens. Okay? And we got enough scriptures to prove that. We got some, right? So that's how it goes down. So the point of the matter is going back to what we were saying originally, if I can recall, we was talking about how people going into slavery on how and specifically what they went through. And right now. And the reason why we're going through what we're going through right now, beginning with slavery, because we disobeyed the laws of the Heavenly Father. And it was allowed for that to go down so that we can be punished because of our ill doings. Okay, but in due time, the Lord is going to restructure our people and bring them back to their rightful order, which is to be in first above all nations. Okay? So, get me, let me see what else you can get me. Get me Deuteronomy 32, I think it's 33, where it speaks about there's no other God besides me. I wound, I heal, and I destroy. I think it's 33. It's going back to what I was saying as well, just to fast forward. That's how nature operates. Everything works based on war. Like, for example, when you have some kind of disease in the body, what happens? Your body fights the disease, so there's a war going on within the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always a war going on.
Now, if your body doesn't fight those diseases, what's going to happen? That disease is going to take over your body.
Right.
Okay.
Overpower your immune system.
It's Deuteronomy 32 and 39, and it says, see now that I, even I, am He,
Yeah.
and there is no God with me.
Right, there's no God with me. Go on.
I kill and I make alive.
Wait a minute, this is God speaking. Huh? Let's read that again.
He says, see now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me.
Okay.
I kill and I make alive.
Right, I kill and I make alive. Go on.
I wound and I heal.
I wound and I heal. So all of the people that died in the past and that are dying now, the Lord is responsible for that.
He says, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Yeah, so if it's your time to receive judgment, whatever judgment that may be, and it may not just be death, it could be something else. And that's what you're gonna go through. And no one's gonna take you out of that. Okay, so it was the Lord's doing to set up a nation that hates us naturally, the so-called white man, which is the people of Esau and Edom, which were not ignorant to that fact that they would rule over us for a particular point in time. Once that point in time is done, they're going to receive the punishment now. And they're going to go into slavery, and we're going to do them just like how they did us. And much more worse. Go on, brother.
Isaiah 54 verse 7. For a small moment have I forsaken
Exactly. For a small moment have I forsaken thee. Go on.
but with great mercies will I gather thee.
Exactly. But by great mercies will I gather thee. And the Lord is going to gather the elect. Yeah, brother, if you can, let him stay in the middle because he's got the camera. Yeah.
So it says,
Yeah, come on that side. There you go.
so it says, in a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment.
Right, so the Lord is hiding his face from us right now. But that's just a little moment. Go on.
But with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith Yahweh thy Redeemer.
But for everlasting kindness will I have for my people. When is that going to happen? Let's get Daniel 7 verse, you know the one-on-one. You got some, right? Give me Daniel 7 verse, I believe it's, you know, it speaks about the everlasting kingdom.
Right, so it says,
think
right,
it's
so it
20.
says,
26.
right. So it says, Daniel chapter 7 verse 27, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
Now let's deal with the saints. Who are the saints? Let's give Psalms 148.
I have to go, but interesting points.
All right. You know, so that's how it goes down. But see, like I said, she don't really understand what we're saying because what we're saying is too deep.
Brother,
It's too deep. This knowledge is too deep, even for an average man.
brother,
They
even
can't
before
get
we
this
came in
like
the
this.
truth, we had to scrape everything back and go right back to the beginning. you know?
Exactly.
We had to start all over again. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can't expect her just to come
Of course.
and just to know anything like that. You know what I mean?
Of course,
You can't
this
say-
is too heavy.
That's too heavy for her.
It's
It's a lot to take in. 10 minutes.
Exactly.
That's it, brother. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it's like the scriptures speak about the old wine and the new wine.
New wine and old bottle. Yeah, you
And
can't.
filled up with the old wine.
That one wine,
Yeah. And the reason why I'm dealing with her and I'm dealing with certain people like that is for edification.
Edification, brother.
That's all it is. So when people are watching, they may have those kind of answers in their head, and then they get the answer. You understand? So that's what this is all about.
You know why she can't read? Because she's not Israelite.
Yeah, that too. Go on, brother.
In Psalms 148 verse 14. He also exalteth the horn of his people,
Right.
the praise of all his saints,
Who are the saints going?
even of the children of
So
Israel.
that's who the saints are. Now we're gonna go back to the we're gonna go back to where we left off.
So they say Daniel's back in Daniel's 7 verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the
It
saints.
says, so check this out. Under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints. So check this out. We suffered severely as a people. All right. Anybody can agree with that. We suffered severely. I mean, we're destroyed. All right. The way we were brought down and the way that we're brought down now, it's severe damage when you look at our people. Yes, the Lord has a severe blessing for our people too. Go on, brother.
Given to the people, the saints of the Most High,
Right.
whose kingdom is an everlasting
So our
kingdom.
world is going to be an everlasting world. This is why you get the term the kingdom of heaven.
Nice.
Because see, the Christians, they teach that, or they preach that the kingdom or heaven is in the sky. You're just going to be floating in the sky, and that's what it's going to be. No, the kingdom of heaven is going to be on here on earth. And the earth is going to be beautiful, like you've never seen before.
renewed.
You're not going to be walking on no concrete, where your shoulder blades are hurt, your back is hurt. You breathing this the foul air. We're not going to be living like this no more. Go on, brother.
Revelations 5 and 10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
Right, so we're going to be kings. That's the future. That's the end. That's the end of us. The end of us is to be kings.
How right does that?
So as society, have you think that we are so-called ignorant, we could never amount to anything. We're always going to be in the same predicament. No, the Lord says something different, and we're dealing with what the Lord is saying, not what some old Edomite got to say with a suit and tie. Fuck what he got to say. Excuse my language. What did Paul say? Paul said, "Though I be rude in speech, but not in knowledge." And the word, what I just said, means to strike. So it's not necessarily a bad word. Let's read on.
Back in Daniel 7 and 27, middle of it. Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
So what does it mean by all dominions shall serve him? Meaning all of them other nations that once had a chance to rule. They're going to be servants under us. Like this ski's over there, pan the camera on him, brother. It's right there. He's going to be a servant unto us in the future. So for what?
He could be an Israelite.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just the reality. Reality is moving in the will of the Lord. So we may say something and it may be far-fetched. But guess what? It's going to happen regardless. Whether you believe or you do. Okay, whether you believe or you don't believe. Go on, brother. Matter of fact, drop the most you got. You got something, right?
You know, you said the earth's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
So you see all this that's been built up, all this tarmac, all this.
Yeah.
That 1,000 years is going to be
Yes.
with hands, pick, ripped up, and make the grass grow.
It's going to be work,
The earth's going to breathe again.
Years.
The earth's going to breathe
There's a lot of work to be done.
But we're not going to be doing the work. They're going to be doing the work.
There's a lot of work
And you know what's
done.
going to help to dig up this world? The nuclear missiles.
Okay.
That's going to help dig it up too.
Right. Romans 3 and 3. For what if some did not believe?
So it says, for what if some did not believe? Because we know you're going to have unbelievers. We know this already. Okay? Don't think we're ignorant to that fact. Because we also know that the elect is going to receive this doctrine, this information. All right? But guess what? Let's read on.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
So wait a minute. So because you don't believe, should that disannul the prophecies of the Most High for making effect? Go on.
God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar.
That's it. So it says, let the Most High be true and let every man be a liar. Because if you're saying things that are outside of this book, you're a liar. It's automatic. There's no ifs or buts about it. So what we're saying is the truth. Okay? Now the pastors, they can't tell you this, because if they tell you this, they're going to lose their money. When the pastor tells you that God saved everybody and he's going to come to deliver everybody, he's just saying that because he wants to get paid. The more money you can gravitate to your church, the more you can get paid. Okay, but we're not concerned about money because we got money, we're comfortable. So we don't need to worry about that. But we're doing this because we're supposed to do it, and it's really because of fear. We fear the Lord. That's why we come out here and we do what we do.
This is Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
Exactly. So what we're going through right now as a people is just for a moment. We're going through hell. Let's just call it for what it is. You're in the ghettos, you're in the favelas, you're crying out for some kind of, equal and rights and some kind of justice or whatever, but you're not getting it. Why you ain't getting it? Because it ain't, the Lord already got a justice set up for you. All right? Right now is not the time for our people to receive justice right now. Right now, we're to be punished right now because of what we did in the ancient world. Okay? Go on, brother.
And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
What that's talking about is all of Israel. Because Israel, as a whole, we've been scattered abroad as a nation, and we've lost our heritage. But guess what? Through the Spirit of the Lord, we're gonna be brought back to our heritage, and we're gonna rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our ability. Go on, brother.
Right, and it says, verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Right, so it says these same people shall take them and bring them to their place. Go on.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
And they shall be possessors in the hand of the Lord. So we're going to possess the other nations. We're going to possess the so-called white man. We're going to possess the so-called Arabs. We're going to possess the so-called East Indians. We're going to possess her people, the woman that came up, the Iraqis, which are the Assyrians, the modern day Assyrians today, right? And those different indigenous dog people in Africa too. So all of them are going to be our slaves. That's why when you read the book of Isaiah 60, give me the book of Isaiah 60, brother. Isaiah 60 in verse 2.
What he means by the indigenous people in Africa, it means the Hamites,
Right.
the people that are Hamitic of origin.
Right,
Because
exactly.
you got the Bantus are all Israelites.
Break it down,
The
brother.
West Africans, the Bantu people of Kenya, that are about Africa, like the Lemba tribes, Zimbabwe,
Yep.
Angola, Congo, those are all Israelites.
Yep.
All those people did.
Yep.
But I'm talking about like the Namibian, the people of Sudan, the Ethiopian, those people, those are Hamitic people. Kush, the Kushites, those are all Israel, those are all Hamite people.
Yeah. Exactly. So the brother broke it down to you, because we're not saying all of Africa, because you got a lot of Africans that are our people. All right, but I'm just saying those indigenous dark people that we don't come out of, they're gonna be servants unto us too. Yeah, give me that, brother.
Isaiah 60.
Yeah, verse 2.
Isaiah 60 and 2, and it says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
That's happening already right now. Go on.
But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee."
And that's the street that we're bringing to you. Go on. The street is the glory of us. Go on.
"And the Gentiles shall come to the light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up mine eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee.
Yep.
Thy sons shall come from far,
Right.
and thy daughters shall be nest at thy side.
Keep going.
Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear
Right.
and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea
Because the abundance of the sea going.
shall be converted unto thee."
So what is that talking about? Because when you have a large amount of people, okay, by the billions or trillions, it looks like a sea. So all of these people are going to be converted unto us. That's why it says that they shall carry their daughters and carry their sons. So the nations are gonna carry their sons and their daughters to be servants unto us. Go on, brother.
And it says, "Because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee,
Yeah.
and the forces of the
It's
Gentiles."
telling you right there, the force of the Gentiles. So when it speaks about the sea being converted unto you, it's talking about the actual people, the actual other nations. Go on, brother.
"The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee.
Yeah.
The multitude of the camel shall cover thee,
Yeah.
and the dromedaries of the Midian, and the ephah of they from Sheba
Right.
shall come."
And the dromedary is the camel. So we're gonna have camels too being brought to. So you gotta envision what's actually being read. You can see this quite clear. It's clear as day. You know, you can envision the amalgamation of the nations by the trillions. All right. You can envision the different animals and flocks that are gonna come towards us. That's what's gonna make us rich. People make you rich, and cattle make you rich. Come on, brother.
And it says, "And they shall show forth the praises of the Lord.
Yeah.
All the flock of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee.
Exactly. Yeah.
The rams of Nebaioth
Right.
shall minister unto thee.
Right.
They shall come up with the acceptance on mine altar,
Yeah.
and I will glorify
Yeah.
the house of my glory."
And the reason why these nations are going to do that, because ultimately the presence of the Lord is going to be amongst us. So in other words, the reason why the nations are going to do this is because they're going to give reverence to the Lord.
Yep.
That's the reason why they're going to serve us. Okay? Got any more on that?
It's a whole chapter.
Yeah, that's too long, man. I just wanted to bring that point. So you had, what was you had before, brother?
This is on Isaiah 14, verse 2. "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place,
Right, it says the people shall take them and bring them to their place. Go on.
and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord."
So we're going to possess the nations in the hand of the Lord, in the land of the Lord. So this brother, he's going to have a slave too in his backyard if he wants to. And they're going to do everything he tells them to do. And if they buck up against him, he can do whatever he wants because he's going to be in power. All right, that's how it's going to go down. Go on, brother.
For servants and handmaids,
Yep.
and they shall take them captives,
Yep.
whose captives they were.
So were we captives to the Assyrian Empire? Were we captives to the Moabites? Were we captives to the so-called white man, the Edomites? Yeah. So we're going to take them captives who captives we were. That's how this thing's playing out, baby boy. Go on, brother.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall rule over their oppressors. The modern day oppressors, the so-called white man.
Can't
He
wait
gonna
for
rule
that.
over him. That's the end all be all, man. That's prophecy. So we're reading to you things that's going to come to pass. We're not just reading to you just to make you feel good or just to elevate your self-esteem. We're reading this to you because we're prophets. The word prophet means to say before. So we're speaking things that is going to happen before it already happens. All right, but first and foremost, what's going to happen is America is going to be destroyed by way of nuclear destruction. All right, and prior before that, what you're going to have is you're going to have martial law being declared. All on these streets. All kind of hell is going to break loose before that happens. Go on, brother.
It's a Revelation 2 and 25, and it says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come.
Okay.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Exactly.
And they shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Right, so we hold fast to this doctrine, this truth that we have. That's what we're going.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
So we're going to be able to rule the nations with a rod of iron. In other words, we're going to break them into pieces. We're going to bad them, man. I'm telling you that in Jeremiah 51. Let's get that, brother. Jeremiah 51. This speaks about how we shall be as a Russian folk.
And it says, even as I have received of my father.
Right, even so as I received of my father. So these are the things that are said of the father, and these are the things that are going to come to pass. Because the so-called white men in these other nations, they had a chance of ruling. They had a chance of polluting our people, and the Lord really showed for that we were to be punished under this.
So like, and it says that even as I have received of my father, whom the world calls Jesus Christ is going to have slaves.
Exactly.
You know.
So you see when Yahushua comes back with a sword to divide. What's his role?
Well, he's going to be the head. He's going to be the head of all things. Yahushua, he's going to be the head of everybody.
Now, what I'm saying, when he comes back, is he not coming back to?
Well, he's coming back to destroy.
To deal with. So ultimately, you know, like when it comes to the confusion of faces and that, he will be making a decision, wouldn't it? Is that correct?
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
When Yahushua comes back, all these people on this planet, will it be Yahushua's decision of who is who?
Oh, I know what he's talking about. What he's talking about. We're talking about Matthew 13.
So basically, you know, say if you see somebody over there you think's white.
Right. Oh yeah, he's referring to Matthew 13. That's where he's going.
That's what I'm asking you.
No, the angels are going to do that job. The angels.
I was going to say the angels,
The angels are going to do that, brother. Because it says, let them grow together into that day.
Matthew 25.
Let's get that, brother.
Matthew 13, verse 36. Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field.
Right, the tares in the wheat.
Separate the sheep and the
He
goat.
answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man.
Right, because you got certain ones of our people that look like people of Jacob, but they really not. They're Edomites. Or they may be of another nation. Or it could very well just be wicked Jakes too. Go on, brother.
The field is the world.
Right, the field is the world. Go on.
The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
Right, the good seed is the children of the kingdom. Now that's talking about all of Israel, because ultimately all of Israel is going to get the kingdom, but it's all going to begin with the elect first. All right, go on, brother.
But the tares are the children of the wicked one.
The tares are the children of the wicked one. So predominantly, let me correct myself. This is talking about Israelites that look like Israelites, but they really could be of another nation, or mainly Esau. Okay, go on, brother.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil.
Yep.
The harvest is the end of the world.
Okay.
And the reapers are the angels.
Right, the reapers are the angels. So when Yahushua comes and the angels come in the midst, they're gonna search out who's who, pretty much. You know?
Now, let me say something. You know what a tear is? Like in the as in the field. You know what it looks like.
Is it like you know when you get rice and you get bad rice and amongst the
kind of you got
clean,
wheat,
like
and then you got the tear. The tear doesn't produce, but the wheat produces.
Okay.
And they look the same.
They look exactly the same. Yeah.
Like for example, like when you see like so like look like mixed race, you can say. But the father is an Edomite man, a white man. The father is an Edomite man, but the mother is an Israelite woman, so-called black woman. That child is a tail. It look like one of us, but it's been fathered by Esau, the devil.
But you know though, I'm even go as far as saying this too. They may not even have to look mixed race. They could look just straight up like an average so-called. But their line goes back to Esau. See that? So that's not always the case, because you can get a guy that looks mixed race, or he may look like a so-called white person, and he may be of Israel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But it's where your seed go back to. So it's the good seed. It's the good seed, because the man bear the seed. So when you impregnate a woman, that child is of you. You know what I'm saying? So
let him be this precept, brother, because he got a precept to finish this. No, hold on. We'll get to it in a minute. We just want to finish these precepts, and then we'll go back to what you were going into.
This is Matthew 25 and 31, and it says, the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him.
See, they couldn't even wait. See, go on, brother.
Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations.
Right, and before him shall be gathered all nations. Go on.
And he shall separate them and he shall separate them one from another.
Right.
As a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
Exactly, because the goat is an animal symbolically meaning. Other words, that's referring to the Edomites. Because with Alexander the Great, he was known as the he-goat. In the book of, I believe it's in the book of Daniel, the 8th chapter. Somebody could correct me on that. Right? Yeah, he was known as the he-goat. So that's the animal symbol of Esau. Because you got to understand, Esau and Jacob are brothers. Jacob and Esau are brothers. So when you look at a sheep and you look at a goat, they look the same. Okay, and guess what? You can eat both of those animals. All right, but there's a difference. Now, if you look at the sheep is woolly. The goat is naked. You understand?
And they both, and on the farm, when brother relates the story, Gabar, as he was brought up on the farm, when you go to kill the goat, it makes holy noise and scream. It's very reluctant, but the sheep is more. He's got that placid character.
He's really relaxed, and that's why Esau's doing what he's doing. He's over in Syria. Now he's going down to Venezuela to affirm his power. Because he shook himself. He's all over the place. He don't know what to do.
Don't like death.
He don't like death, right? But he like to cause death. You know. Go on, brother.
So back in was.
It was just a small scripture because you got a lot on that. Go on, brother.
It says, verse 33, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left.
On the left hand. Exactly, because Esau's the left hand side of the Most High. Always has been and always will be. And the right hand is the righteous, which is our people, the Israelites. Go on.
Then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, Come ye, blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Exactly. So let's get Matthew. Drop that, brother. Hold what you got. Give me Matthew 10. Because what did Yahweh Shah liken the children of Israel unto? Let's get it. Matthew 10, verse 5.
Matthew 10, verse 5. These 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right, because he likened, exactly. So he likened his people as lost sheep. Now when you read the Baba Kushar, brother, you get the Apocrypha, where it speaks about the things that he likes that he created. You can't, brother, Baba Kushar. That's in 2nd Ezra 5, I believe. How does it go? He speaks about all the things he was creating.
Oh yeah. 2nd Ezra 5, verse 23, and said, O Lord that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, that has chosen thee one only vine, and of all lands of the whole world, that has chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily, and of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities, thou hast hollowed Zion unto thyself. 27. The verse 26. And of all the fowls that are created thou hast named thee one dove.
Go ahead.
And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep.
So the best sheep which he chose, which he selected, the best cattle that he likes, which is of his creation, he named us that, the sheep. Okay, and he named Esau the goat, which is the opposite, which is on the left hand side. Go on, brother. So yeah, we're gonna go back to where we left off at. You finished with what you were saying, yeah? I mean, what you was reading.
Back in Matthew 13, verse 39, the enemy that sowed them is the devil.
Right.
The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels.
Exactly. So that answers your question. The reapers are the angels. They're going to reap out who's an Edomite and who's a Jacob. You know? That's what's going to happen when it's all said and done. So, you know, you got these guys out there that will say, oh, you got Edomites in your camp. But guess what? The scripture says, let them grow together.
Yeah.
So we're not in the wrong for doing that.
Right.
If the spirit wills, let's say we have a Jake. He looks like a Jake, but he could be an Edomite. It says, let them grow together. Okay? So that's a fulfillment of prophecy.
And who are we to judge? We can't say, oh, you're this, you're that. Yeah, this thing is spiritual.
Yeah, it's all spiritual. Yeah.
You know, so they say, as therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world.
Right, so shall it be in the end of this world. So all of the angels, they're gonna do the reaping. They're gonna be doing the searching out. That's why it says the Lord shall sift the house of Israel. That's in Amos the 9th chapter. All right, go on, brother.
The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity.
Exactly. So you even gonna have Jakes that look like, it's like you're gonna have Edomites that look like Jakes, and they're gonna be pretty much destroyed, and you're gonna have wicked Jakes too. And that's why you have certain Israelites that came into this truth and they back in the world. And the reason why they back in the world, right? Because obviously they disagree with the sayings of this book. But the Lord got them preserved for the day of judgment. So they may be walking around living in everyday life thinking that they got off scot-free. But the Lord just got them preserved for judgment. Okay, and that's why the smart thing to do, he was given his truth. The smart thing to do is to stay in the truth. Okay?
And I'll just ask one question. Did you say that we're going to smash them to pieces with an iron rod?
Yeah, that's them other nations.
Psalm.
And the Edomites too.
That's the kind of power you're going to have, because if you take a stick and bash any of them to bash his head off, nobody will say anything about it.
So who's going to do that though? The reapers or?
No, we're going to do it.
Oh, that's separation. The reapers, that's salvation, and that's just our rule.
That's after the 1,000 years.
That's our rule in the kingdom. The type of rule of power that we're going to have over the other nations.
They smash
us. The reapers, that's going into salvation.
Yep. Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to figure out is that when the Lord comes and the reapers come, so when the reapers come, the reapers gonna just chop off the heads. Done.
No, then they're gonna come with the chariots, and then they're gonna separate the elect from amongst all the rest of the heathen. They're gonna deliver the elect from the four corners. Some of the elect are gonna look like the other nations.
I'll take care of it.
A lot of our people, they're gonna look like the other nations. All right, but they're Israelites according to their descendants. So that's us being delivered. And then the ones of our people, the ones that look like our people, but they're not our people, the tares, all right, they're going to be destroyed. All right, they're going to be destroyed in that fire.
This is Matthew 24, and it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Right. Why is that going?
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, with power and great glory.
So those different clouds, they're the angels. Okay, because you have the angel, you have the you have Gabriel, and then you have who else you have? You have Ariel.